Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's Booster Course Pass was just revealed in the recent Direct. Now we have 48 entire new tracks to look forward to as DLC over the next 2 years, which is essentially doubling the amount of content that was in the base game. Although, I'm personally a bit mixed about this. For one, it's the nail in the coffin for the possibility of Mario Kart 9 releasing anytime soon. And yeah, I would easily rather have a fully fledged sequel than DLC. And two, these tracks are mostly ripped from Mario Kart Tour. The couple new tracks shown off are the same quality, so it shows that these tracks were developed for Tour originally, or if not, had the same development team. So yeah, while doubling the number of tracks, these said tracks aren't going to be the same level of quality as the base game tracks. Now with that all said and done, I'm still glad about this. It's much better than not giving any Mario Kart content at all, and as I said in the previous video, I've always been a bit salty about the content from Tour being locked to a gacha game, so I'm pretty happy to see it actually come to a console in some form. On that note, I'd also love to see characters from Tour, but I'd really doubt that would happen. Anyway, let's discuss the possible new DLC tracks. Just to be blunt, I think the trailer is very misleading. It makes it seem like they're remaking tracks from scratch, but here's the thing. Only 2 of those tracks were even new, being Shroom Ridge and Coconut Moor. Sky Garden was already planned for Tour, and the interesting thing is that Coconut Moor was already remade in Mario Kart 7. Most of the tracks in Tour are from 7, so this says to me that most of the courses in this DLC pass will be recycled from Tour in general. So for my predictions, most, if not all, of these tracks are going to be from Tour, or if not, from Mario Kart 7 or DS, because those tracks are the most likely to be remade. I may be wrong about this, and there may be a lot more variety in the final product, but this is what I feel like is the most realistic. On top of that, I also fully expect every original track from Tour to be included here, and for my predictions, I followed the trend of having the city courses being the first of every cup. I'm also going to avoid including track variations here. Look, I feel like I've rambled on quite a bit, so let's finally get into this. Wave 2, Turnip Cup, Tour London Loop, DS Peach Gardens, which isn't in Tour, but because it's a DS track, I feel like it could easily be remade like Shroom Ridge was, SNES Vanilla Lake 2, and Shy Guy Bazaar. Propeller Mushroom Cup, Tour Los Angeles Laps, GameCube Luigi Circuit, which appears as a retro track in DS, Wii Mushroom Gorge, which appears as a retro track in 7, and DS Waluigi Pinball. I'll say the only major issue I have with this wave is that there are 2 DS tracks, but they are in different cups, so it's probably fine. Wave 3, Rock Mushroom Cup, Tour Birdland Byways, SNES Choco Island 1, which I chose over 2 because 2 was remade in DS, whereas 1 hasn't been remade outside Tour and Super Circuit, so I think it's fair to give the first rendition the DLC treatment instead. GameCube Daisy Cruiser, which was a retro track in 7, and Wii Maple Treeway. Moon Cup, Tour Vancouver Velocity, N64 Koopa Troopa Beach, 3DS Bowser's Castle, and GBA Rainbow Road. I chose GBA Rainbow Road because of the pattern that was established in 7 and 8. At this point, if Mario Kart 9 were to come out, I have a hunch that it'd be probably radically different, maybe something along the lines of Nintendo Kart, so this may be their last chance to do this, but 7 had SNES Rainbow Road, and 8 had N64 Rainbow Road, so following that pattern, I don't think it's out of the realms of possibility to see GBA Rainbow Road for 8 Deluxe's DLC. Wave 4, Berry Cup, Tour New York Minute, 3DS Daisy Hills, GBA Sunset Wilds, and Wii DK Summit. And for the Boomerang Cup, Tour Sydney Sprint, SNES Mario Circuit 1, I chose this over the following renditions because this one hasn't been remade in a console game since DS, compared to 2 and 3 which were remade more recently. GameCube Mushroom Bridge, which was in Mario Kart DS, and DS Luigi's Mansion, which I think would fit very well considering the Luigi's Mansion battle course that's in Deluxe. Wave 5, Feather Cup, Tour Singapore Speedway, DS Figure 8 Circuit, which wasn't in Tour but you get the point, N64 Calamari Desert, and 3DS Wario Shipyard. And for the Cherry Cup, so we've run out of city tracks from Mario Kart Tour, but hear me out. Tour is still an ongoing and supported game, and I feel like by the time Wave 5 comes out, surely there would have been a couple new tracks that were included in Tour that could be brought over to 8. We still need at least 3 more tracks to have one per each cup, and to be fair, I realistically could imagine 3 more releasing by the end of next year, but for this video, I'm just gonna stick with one last unannounced city track, and I'm gonna call it Rome Raceway. I think it's more than fair to expect something like this releasing later this year in Tour, and then eventually making its way to 8. Anyway, for the rest of the Double Cherry Cup, we have Wii Cooper Cape, which was a retro track in 7, 3DS Rosalina's Ice World, and GBA Bowser's Castle 2. And for the very last wave, Wave 6, for the Acorn Cup, we have GBA Cheap Cheap Island, GameCube Dino Dino Jungle, SNES Ghost Valley 1, and 3DS Rock Rock Mountain. And the very last cup, Spiny Shell Cup, we have Tour Merry Mountain, N64 Wario Stadium, which is the very last remaining N64 track to be remade, so I think it's a good possibility to see it here as DLC, DS Airship Fortress, and finally 3DS Rainbow Road. In total, including what's already been confirmed, we have 4 SNES tracks, 4 N64, 5 GBA, 4 GameCube, 6 DS, 5 Wii, 8 3DS, and a whopping 12 tracks from Tour, including an imaginary one. And I think this is a fair balance personally, considering the whole tourization of this DLC. Well, actually, I tried to get a pretty good balance of tracks and variety in themes, but I think I overlooked the abundance of ice or snow themed tracks here, of which there are 5. I do think they are pretty different from one another, and the original Mario Kart 8 had a lack of snow courses, so maybe it's not that much of an issue, but then again, DK Summit may be a bit too similar to Mount Wario. Whatever, these are my final predictions. If you have any issues with my selections, let me know because I probably messed something up. And if you have any tracks you want to see or any of your own predictions, I'd love to hear them in the comments. Otherwise, that's pretty much it. I may make updates to my predictions as time goes on when more waves are announced, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to catch you next time.